which has to do with our logistics and our procurement services activities being done there. We have transatlantic services, which has to do with our catering and facilities management for the group. We have Great World International Services, which has to do with our technical assistance and meet and greet services for the offshore industry. Then we have GRO, which is an oil field alliance company with our group, and our two major joint ventures, which is Score Rig World, and then Steadfast Rig World, and then Rig World Hydrogen. So over the period, Rig World has evolved, and this is a 100% indigenous Ghanaian company, which has formed all these companies with local staff and a few expatriate staff, and are doing on and moving on. So practically, we offer solutions in the area of asset support and integrity services, as mentioned below. Valve solutions, we have Score Rig World. So Score Rig World is a JV with Score Europe covering Ghana and Africa region. This JV provides solutions in various valve supply, valve management, and valve integrity, including certification. We have hoses solutions. We provide multiple solutions in various industries and hydraulic hoses, such as hoses management, hoses integrity, and certification. We are working together with our skilled partner Hydrogen on this expertise. We also offer fastener and fitting solutions. We offer solutions in various stud bolts and knot production, including PTFE coated stud bolts, nuts, double-ended studs, threaded bars, and many other fastening fitting needs. We continue to offer a wide range of valves, supply, installation, and commissioning online through valve leak detection, pressure testing services, on-site machining, and all, stud bolts and nut production, including the respective types as listed in the presentation, industrial and hydraulic hoses, including chemical hoses, bulk hoses, hydraulic hoses, to mention but a few. Other offers in the area of asset support and integrity include supply and new stock of caskets, non-metallic caskets, RTG caskets, socket, weld flank, blind flank. Our facilities in supporting our on-site testing and maintenance. We have 2 units mobilized containers, and these are pictures of some of them. Our mobilized containers are ready for on-site integrity services to support challenging maintenance works and to support maintenance shutdown. The mobilized containers are serving for on-site testing and certification for valves, for hoses, equipped with competent engineers and technicians. So we're talking about local content, and this is a term used in the oil and gas industry, which has to do with capacity and capability, building the capacity and capability of Ghanaians, our potential, our opportunities, technology transfer, and all. And to make and in this regard, Rig World Group has played its major role in local content in the oil and gas industry and continue to do exploits. Our success story, when it comes to our catering and facilities management, we have about a 6,000 square meter fully equipped located in Takrady, where we prepare our operational team to send our goods offshore with the respective oil rig contracts that we have. So we have a team which are very well trained and equipped. As part of what the catering and facilities management team did over the period was to ensure that certain roles that were expertise roles, manpower was developed from the Ghanaian local community to take up those respective roles. We try to be as practical as possible in everything that we do when it comes to our catering and facilities management. As also part of what we do is to build capacity of suppliers. And in building capacity of suppliers, wherever we find ourselves and within the community we find ourselves, we make sure we get local people within the community to build their capabilities up and also put them up to speed with what is happening in the industry and make them readily available for a lot of projects that we usually have. For instance, we had a situation where we developed literally an illiterate or a couple of illiterates who they don't have any industry experience to become very good suppliers in the area of fruits and vegetables, which are some of the things that, or some of the products that we use offshore. So they had to learn how to package it, they had to learn what documents were required to be able to set up, what permits were required, and how to go about their business. And all these are trainings that we gave to a lot of suppliers and build capacity for suppliers as we move along. Our technical assistance, which has to do with our meet and greet, is our facility and resources covering on the solution for technical assistance. So this is where we have staff who are deployed offshore and onshore. We have clients such as the ENIs, we have clients such as offshore men's drilling, tallow, mode, where we actually have our Ghanaians who are trained to have put on different roles in engineering, in catering, in stewardship, everything that will make an oil rig run. We have the staff and we develop talent and we have different database of staff who are readily prepared to take on these roles. We also have an office in airports where we meet our expatriates and joint venture partners and make sure we are coming into Ghana is done smoothly. We have the training center. We have this facility built in Takoradi where we have, that's what we call the training center solution. So we have our training areas covering the oil and gas, mining, and general industries with courses such as offshore, marine, time, fire, lifting, forklift, medical, and HSC training, basic maintenance, to mention but a few. We also have this training center both in Accra and Takoradi. Accra one can be located at the Regional Maritime University, where we have also started serious training programs over there. So if you have any training you want to do with this regard, please don't hesitate to go there. Thank you. So some of our notable clients are Yensin Production, Tallow, ENI, Slamberger, BP, Senegal, where we have these trainings done. So this facility you see, we want to build local content and Breakworld has made it very practical. This facility was built with money raised from within the company, and this facility was built and we made sure we got all the OPITO certifications required to be able to operate and run this training center. We have the fleet management team. As part of what they do, we lease respective vehicles for long-term leases, short-term leases to companies for any vehicle or fleet support required. And we have trained female drivers so we want to make sure that it's not just a male-dominated area, but we have both female and male who are drivers who drive all sorts of cars, irrespective of which type, and they are readily available. And we have that potential, and we keep on making sure that we add more value to the Ghanaian society, and they're getting more jobs and opportunities created for people. Another success story has to do with our facility investment in what we call asset support and score rigor, which has to do with our main factory for our bolts and nuts. So these bolts and nuts are produced here in Ghana. Here. We initially had joint ventures with respective companies where they had their engineers come over, work from Ghana. But we have developed our team such that now we have Ghanaians equipped who went to Aberdeen and other places to get the requisite training to be able to have these hoses, raw materials coming and to develop them and to produce start bolts and nuts here, hoses and valve integrity workshop. This is located in Takari. So for the graduates and potential graduates and students who are here, we've had a couple of local graduates being developed as technicians and engineers. We invested in human development with almost 15 engineers and technicians being scaled up. Engineers and technicians have been trained abroad and have the requisite accreditation. Yearly we employ about 6 national service personnel, and we make sure we take them from the technical university. We provide opportunities to train the indigenous students during their industrial attachments and internships. So if you are looking for opportunities, this is the place you can be, because Record makes that room available for you. As we speak, we have about 3 people we engaged just about 6 months ago who are currently in UK and are going training, so that they come and implement what they've learned abroad here. All those people are Ghanaians. Our logistics, we have freight forwarding logistics and procurement. And so we have those trucks, and then that square meter space available for our logistics operations. And all this is local content, part of our gallery with our engineers. Our respective clients and partners are Petrofag, Store, Group, Hydrosan, Mediterranean, Talo, Alibertin, Safsi, Ghana Gas, Slambeje, etc. So, value we bring to the industry is to enhance local participation in supply chain needs. We invest for in-house facilities and technical expertise, safety compliance, and world-class standard to reinforce and enhance our local participation in the supply chain agenda within Ghana and the region. We bring value in human development through our services, which involvement of local graduates from within the respective communities. And we also bring value in terms of wherever we find ourselves, the communities we are in, to develop talent. So let's say we have a contract in respect to, let's say, catering in a place like maybe Gold Coast, for example. We would take about 70% of the local indigenous within that community and about 30% from other respective offices. This we do to make sure we are building the capacity and developing the people within the community where we find ourselves, and the leadership roles in the regional oil and gas participation. With what we have built, we represent the leadership role by inspiring other local companies. Remember, this is a 100% Ghanaian indigenous company, and other Ghanaians can do say once you have the focus, determination, and the passion to be able to do it. So Record Solutions is passionate in going together with our clients. At the same time, we are aiming to be the first choice of service provider company within Ghana and within the West African region. We provide competency, cost effectiveness, global presence, and one-stop solution. Our integrated services equipped with qualified teams and adequate facilities are designed to support respective companies with all the required support and needs. And this is what we do here in Ghana, speed to market. And then if you do everything in the oil and gas and you do not consider safety, then there's a question mark about what you're doing. So safety is very key to us, and that is why we have made sure that we have all the requisite ISO certifications required, and all the local FDA and all the requisite regulatory authorities requirements being complied with. So Record is a family to be when it comes to local content. We have made it very practical that the Ghanaian can also make it. Ghanaian as an individual employee, Ghanaian as a company, and different local suppliers have been equipped, have had their capacities being built and are being very successful. So for us, you can contact us on the 5th floor of the 335 place, that is North John, Accra, and we are also located at the Kijibril in Takrady. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Gifty Elizabeth, also ample expert from Red World Limited. Let's give a round of applause. Thank you for the complete insight of Red World and the presentation. So the 5th edition of WAIC is sponsored by Atlantic Lithium, Life Diesel Consulting, Jesse Gold, Anglo Ashanti, Geography, Geocrest, Geosystems, Cape Resources, Mighty One, and EDA. Let's give it up to all our sponsors. Now we invite Mr. Paul Corti from One Mine Limited, Principal Geologist, Mining One, Ghana Party Limited, to give us a presentation on mitigating the risk of downhole compositing, a case study of Goldfield Ghana Taco Mine. Let's welcome him with a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to you all. My topic is going to be on mitigating the risk of downhole compositing, a case study of Goldfields Ghana Taco Gold Mine. First of all, I would like to thank Goldfields for allowing me to use their data for this presentation. This presentation is actually focusing on an aspect of the resource modeling which money goes wrong and to affect the financials or they will company to lose money. So we want to make sure that we have put our eyeballs in areas that we have to put so that we recover what we have to recover and make sure that we quantify the resources as it is. Okay, on the introduction, on the presentation outline, I'm going to talk about the introduction, the problem outline, the objective, case study area, downhole compositing framework, then what we will take home. In effect, downhole compositing is to ensure that samples have comparable influence on the statistics. That is the first thing that should not be ignored. And the second point is variable composite lengths have higher risk of bias in the data, and that is what we want to avoid. And the third point is the effect of compositing is to weight sample grades according to corresponding interval length, and also the economic importance, don't throw or away. It is very, very important. And our problem case is, does your composite data include all sample above cutoff grade? Yes, you have done your interpretation and you have your all outlines, your all body outlines as a wireframe or as a solid. And you use that to constrain the database to get your downhole composite. But in your downhole composite, remember that we are having equal length of all the samples that you are compositing. So this means that you will classify your length based on a certain parameters. So at some point, you know that within the grade ore, you cannot have equal length. You may have, let's say, an ore which is about 2.5 meters. And when you are down, you are, let's say, 2.3 meters, and you are compositing 1 meter. It means the last 0.3 will be left out. Are you going to throw it away? Okay, then the objective is, first of all, you have to know your downhole database. Know your database, study it, section your database, go through it, make sure you understand the grade distribution within your ore deposit, which is very, very important. You have to section it in plan, and you go down, you have to section it along the north, any direction. Study it very, very well. Understand the grade distribution and where the grade is sitting. Then after that, you have to composite at regular interval. Because if you don't do that, you are going to introduce bias in the statistics, which we don't want. And also, you have to run stats on the reject composite file. Then you include all samples that are above cutoff grade within your composite sample. Okay. The study area is actually Goldcoast that has been presented, and we chose a particular area called the Akuntaase Ridge. So those of you who have been working in Goldcoast, you know the area that I'm talking about. That is the area that I have marked the study area in profile. Okay. Yeah. So the data composite framework, the first one is understand your data. So when you say understand your data, what are the things that you are talking about? You have, as a geologist or as a resource geologist, you have to know your geological parameters. You have to make sure that the QAQC is good. You have to cross-check your logs. You have to have a database integrity and quality. So all these things, you can do it by also visiting the core share and comparing the data that you are seeing on your screen to the actual logs that you have. So within your data framework, you can select some few logs within your database and visit the core share and make sure that your data that you have on your computer is talking to the actual data in the core share. It is very, very important. Understand your data. That is the first point. The second point is compositing. Within the compositing, we have boundary controls. Then we have where are the high grades situated. Then we also have check if the composite string excluded book grades. It is very, very important. The reason being that normally, when you do your downhole composite, you have your actual grade based on the parameters that you choose on your software. And the ones that will be rejected will also be represented. So you have two different data sets. The first one is the one which passed your data set. You want 1 meter composite file. The first data is set. And then it will give you the reject within your boundary controls. Normally, people delete the second one, which is outside the controls that you set within your system. But I'm saying, don't just throw it away, so you get there. Then the second point is that you have to run statistics on all composite stats. Right now, we know that we have two main files. The one that passed your composite parameters and the one that didn't pass it. So you run statistics on all of them. That is, you run stats on the rejected composite file, and you run statistics also on the actual composite file. Then the fourth parameter that you have to consider is your data analysis. Compare the result of the statistics and check the resultant data loss. So if the resultant data loss is such that it is going to have an impact on your estimation, then you have to really think about how to improve them. The reason being that the rejected data composite data is still within your boundary control. That is one thing that you have to follow. Then, downhole composite is essentially a downhole geology technique to ensure samples are comparable influence on statistics. If the samples are collected over variable, then there is the risk of introducing a bias into the data analysis. The effect of downhole composite is to weight sample grades according to corresponding interval. This is by Bruce, 2008. So he's one of the great statisticians in our field. We want to avoid bias, so we have to have people. So this is just an example of downhole composite file on my right. So on my left is the parameters that we put in. We said that we want to have a 1 meter composite length. Then after that, we want to take a minimum sample length of, if it falls below 1 meter, that is 75. All these things, these parameters, you can set it up by yourself by studying your data. If you study your data very well, you'll be able to set a very good parameters to get what you want. Okay, this is just an example that I did. So when I set these parameters, this is what resulted in the black files or the black strings that you see on the is the actual data. Is the actual file that satisfies my conditions over the one composite, and also all samples that are 75 centimeters. That's the black file. The blue file is actually the reject. So based on this, I said, okay, if that is the case, then I'm going to investigate the reject. So what I did was that I classified the reject by classification. What I mean by that is I actually grouped them within the all zone boundaries or patterns. So what I did that I realized that some of them are having very good grades. As you can see, the grade in the middle. They are above pattern. And they are the rejects. Are you going to show me the way? So you see very soon the significance of doing this so that you know that the samples away and the fault or resources that you have to report from. And so this is the reject file, and I brought the downhole composite, that is the borehole, one of them. So this is the red arrow is pointing to just that borehole that I interrogated. And I realized that where the arrow is pointing to the back is, look at the grade there. The grade is 1.89. Are we going to throw it away? No, you have to do a statistics on this, check and satisfy yourself before you proceed. So what I did was that after all this, I ran the statistics on the reject file, and I realized that this is only a positive interval approach to be specific. So when I ran a reject statistics, I realized that we are going to use about 0.005% of the rate. And somebody will say that this is not significant. It is not significant. But how does that translate into money? So when you multiply that by the current gold price, 2050, I think this one is around 950. I used this one the last week when I was doing the presentation. So I used 1,850. So using 1,850, it means that we are going to throw away about $1.5 million for this. So it is very, very important for resource geologists, whether you are evaluating a base metal or a precious metal, don't just ask the exploration geologist, what is your composite? Then 1 meter. Then you composite your files 1 meter. Then that is what you are going to use to do your estimation, run your variography, or visit your variography, and use it to do your estimation without considering the reject file. The reject file is also part of your all input, as you saw over here. It is part, but it didn't take because it failed. Because that length there is not all. If you take 1 meter, that last portion is going to be thrown away. But we have good grades in it. As we saw on the right, we have good grades. You can see the red, the pink, the yellow, and the greens. We don't throw it away. So when it happens like that, you have to go back and adjust your composite parameters to include them. It's very, very important. You don't have to adjust your composite parameters to include them. So, and you will run it again. Then when you are satisfied that you have included everything, then you carry on with your biography and proceed to the estimation. Thank you very much. I've worked about this. So the most important thing is you don't have to move or throw all away.
Thank you for quoting. Let's give him a round of applause. Kindly note your questions, suggestions, and ideas. We'll take them right after the next presentation. So our next presentation is going to be given by Professor John Simeno. He's an associate professor from the University of Ghana Department of Earth Science. He will be speaking on sustainable development of religious resources in Ghana. Let's give him a round of applause as he gives us his presentation.
I came as the next fight to Ghana, and I just want to explore. There's some discussion on the way forward towards what we are on our soul. There's some other things that have been found out, and I believe we can share it with you. Yeah. Like the white book, lithium deposit, as we know, has got a lot of uses for lithium. Lithium. Let me ask what is actually lithium. Lithium is a soft metal which actually you can cut with knife, just like butter. It's a metal that we know is quite radioactive, and this presence now has given a lot of thought as to those who believe in the nuclear ban theory. Just giving us some indication that that theory can actually be false based upon the radioactive nature of lithium. One of the things that is interesting about the metal is that it's also very, very light. At the same time, too, it can really be of very good help when you're looking at having needs of just in terms of an alloy. That is one of the critical use of the metal that had been in the past. And then before 2012, thereabout or so, that had been the main use of the metal lithium in terms of the various components as we actually could see. Now, related to this, the main reason has been that if you go on a little bit out there, relating to the mineralogy of the get my point out. Generally, we look at the primary source of the metal, which particularly let us know that with the minerals and then together with the brine solution, which I'll come back to that later on. And then thereafter, you get to the second component as to that in the form of hydroxides or other carbonate. That's the intermediate feature that comes in. And then further on, you can do also very complex chemical compositions. You can get into the various components that you really want it to be. It's a very, very complex situation, and still the chemists, the metallurgists, and the geologists are still battling on with how best we can get the best, how best we can get the various components out of it. We leave it to them, it's still being worked upon. That later on. But what has been the practice? So the year 2012 thereabouts, the business has been that using it for other uses like the alloys, markets. On the bottom you see an array of packs of lithium battery cells. About thousands of them. This one can weigh about roughly 200 kilograms of these batteries inside an automobile. And one key thing that is also very, very critical about it is that, well, if you get an accident, then you don't know what's going to happen. Recently, there have been some accidents in Sweden, Norway, where some vehicle owners have made an attempt to sue Tesla because of how these vehicles have got into flames. This is just an example of how this metal reduced lithium. And we also know that when we have a normal lithium battery, we see that signs are damaged, meaning that well, we can recycle them. But now the technology is not there. And when we all get our lithium batteries, we can't get them, we just throw them away into the thing. So it means that practically, we think it is recyclable, but still, the technology is not yet there for us. So we still need to rely on the system on getting more lithium resources to bring that. Now this a chart showing how we actually expecting the EV vehicles that will come on the market as to the amount of lithium that will be used. And this is practical to the year 2014. So we can see a jump in it. So it means that we still have to make conscious effort to get as much lithium on the market as possible. In other words, get lithium process. And this is also another map showing the way the sales of the lithium EV vehicles are going to be like, telling us that we still have a lot to do for getting lithium more. Now, it is estimated that of all the lithium deposits that we have, we can really get them into the various that the igneous sedimentary all through the brine solutions with our topographical battery lithium, all through the conventional mix. And here, our proposed domain here would be here because of everything that here would be through the igneous type, particularly through the pegmatites. I forgot about the glasses, the other means of getting them. And then, for example, the oil wells, which we have here, or through the sedimentary, the meteorite deposits. And here is a map showing the location of the various lithium deposits that we know are in the world, based upon the various. Based upon what is said so far, it is actually telling us that this really a product that is going to have a lot of good. Between the year 2014 and 2018, what came out of that? Then these hybrid vehicles and the EV vehicles started coming on the market. So people saw that, well, there's not a lot of lithium on the market. So obviously, since we all know from basic economics, when the demand exceeds the supply, obviously the price needs to shoot up. So there was a big jump in the price of lithium on the market. So that really gave a lot of stimulus for people to go about all over the world to look for lithium deposits, and then the technology and this started increasing as to how best we can get more lithium. So that led to a very high drive on the price of lithium, and it's still very high, talking about 7,000 tons, $7,000 per ton. Pretty high, but whether it's going to be sustainable or not, we very unknown. But the question is, can't we make an attempt to see what we can do towards it? This is a map of a typical brine solution, brine, that's saline, particularly in the Andes, in particular around the so-called the ABC triangle. Argentina, Bolivia, and Chile. Around that area, we have some other underground lakes, which we call them as the salar. And these lakes, we found out that if we pump them up onto the surface, and we allow them to evaporate. Practically, what's left behind is components which can actually be put into tanks and can be passed to the various chemical processes to get lithium. Now, it is really a map showing where these various brine or these brine species are located. You see the various areas across the globe. We're practically running the south here, the ABC in the South African district. Some of the brine species are also being mined. We have a couple of them in the US, some places also in Canada, some places in China, and some other places too in Russia. Okay. So, what we now want to confront ourselves is that these are located at places far away, and what we do, what we make use of the new avenue that is under. And we can here, we should explore the possibility. Obviously, we can. But before we go on to see how we can explore it, there's some other things that we can commonly see if we can embark ourselves in. And one way, as we just see, has to do with one particular